In the 1930s, gambling became legal here in the state of Nevada. About 20 years from that point, race and sports books became legal. Where'd we go from there, Rich?
Well, the race and sports books became legal because this guy out of Chicago, McNeil, invented the point spread. Bookmakers were popping up all over the place, especially in Las Vegas. After the 50s, tell them what happened in the 60s.
In the 60s, there was a lot of independent books. Churchill Downs, Rose Bowl Race Book, Santa Anita Race and Sports Book, and the Del Mar downtown. Then what happened, Rich?
1975, down at the Union Plaza, Jackie Gone opened up the first race and sports book in a casino. Very popular, maybe one TV with one game, if you were lucky. But after that, 1976.
1976, the Stardust opens up on the Strip, one of the biggest race and sports book the city has ever seen. That's where we had some real characters, Rich, and you know those guys.
That was Lefty Rosenthal. You might have seen the movie about him.
Casino.
And, you know, De Niro did a good job of depicting the whole book with the big boards that they had. That was very close to being real.
It was the place to be at that time. And then things changed in the middle 80s, 1980s.
In the 80s, the regulations changed here in Nevada, and we were required to use computer systems to make sports bets. The days of the handwritten tickets were gone, Louis.
In 1991, Caesars and I believe Circus was the first to bring pari-mutuel horse racing here to Nevada.
Yeah, but before 91, Louis, we get into the early 80s. That's when Caesar's Palace built their first mega book, and then the Mirage opened up, and it was all over from there.
At the ticket window, Rich, on days gone by, we used to handwrite at that time. Let me give you an example. Say you wanted to bet the Steelers. You would have to have a bet number, and we'll use bet number 453, write the Steelers out, plus 3, and the amount, $550 to win 500. You would then punch that ticket out, take it out, timestamp it with the simplex clock, give, of course, one copy to the customer, and you would keep the other copy for the auditors. That's how we did it back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s.
The days of the handwritten tickets are gone, Louis. Now everything's on a computer. You got to punch in the game, 453. Ticket writer says, Steelers plus 3, sirs, that's what you're looking for. He says, yeah, how much you want it for? You want to bet 550 to win 500? You want to bet 110 to make 100? Make sure you tell the ticket writer how much you want to bet, because he can't read your mind. You want to bet 550 to win 500 on the Steelers plus 3 points? Punch in the 550, hit bet, print, ticket comes out, Steelers plus 3. You got it, sir. There's your ticket. If it wins, I'll see you in 3 hours. If it loses, see you tomorrow. So you see now how the bets are placed in a race and sports book. Guys come up, they're betting 500, they're betting 1,000. Well, what happens to all of those bets? What is the bookmaker behind the scene actually doing with those bets? Well, the first thing he's doing is utilizing his Don Best screen. His Don Best screen gives you the market number on a particular game, and he knows where he stands with his line compared to the rest of the market, which is in Nevada, in Delaware, all around the world. He looks at this screen, looks at all the numbers on it, and just uses it as a tool. It's not something that is dictating where his number is supposed to be, but rather where his number is compared to the rest of the market. So they're writing all these bets on, let's say, the Steelers. This particular screen illustrates all of the wagers that are being placed into that sports book, and you see all the bets coming on the Steelers and over, other games like the Ravens, the Lions, and he's assessing all of the monies coming in on the games on his screen. What does he do next? Well, he uses his risk management screen. And what this screen is it tells you all of the dollars that are wagered on each of the games that are being played for that day. This particular game, the Steelers versus the Ravens, and he sees 132,000 to 54,000. This is the accumulation of all the bets coming in. Now, these dollars are going to dictate what the bookmaker does. Is he going to move the number to attract business on the other side? Is he going to leave the game status quo because he knows he's got the 11 to 10 working for him? You know, you at home, you're placing bets, and we're seeing the bets that you're placing, and we're judging whether or not we need to move the lines. You don't know it, but sometimes we might be moving it because you're playing it.